very honored to be here. The panel discussion's going to be awesome, so we'll save most of it for this. But I want to start by asking everyone here to look at me. Okay, what do you notice when you look at me? Shoes. The gold shoes. Sorry, yeah, they're here. Is that the way that you're supposed to do that? So if you saw me on the street and you saw the gold shoes, you would think maybe one, what? Spray painted my shoes? What was that? What was it? A clown? A clown? Is that what? Okay, you're right. Yes. You also, and you make a judgment about me. You make a judgment. Right now, you look at my suit, you look at my shirt, you look at the way I'm speaking, the way Alex introduced me. You're filling in your head, for those who don't know me, and I apologize for those who do, but for those who don't know me, you're filling in your head, this is what this guy is all about. Okay? And you're saying either you can trust me or you can't trust me. That's what consumers do every minute of every day. Could be about brands they know, could be about brands they don't know, but mostly it's about brands they don't know. And we, as marketers, assume that, hey, we have an interaction with you, you love us. Farthest thing from the truth. The fact is we have no relationship. As if it's a one-night stand, and we're expecting this incredible loyalty. You have to earn the loyalty. So I could talk for like hours about my perspective on this, but I'm actually going to use data. Now, I'm a creative guy, so this is really weird for me, okay? So just bear with me, because I'm actually going to talk about a study. Edelman, where I work, does this study called the Trust Barometer. We have done it for 18 years. 33,000 people online this year, 28 countries. And we learned some things about trust, and I want to share it with you because I like you. Not all of you, but you know who I like and who I don't like. We're going to talk about a polarization of trust. Now, here's one thing we're not going to talk about tonight. We're not going to talk about fake news, so stop looking at the screen because we're not talking about this. But if we were, you would notice that people, surprise, surprise, are worried about fake news. That throughout the world, things have happened where they realize that fake news is actually a really, really bad thing, okay? So 65% of people in Canada worry about false information or fake news being used as a weapon. As a weapon. The world we live in, ladies and gentlemen, is a world of distrust. I am a glass half full kind of guy, but this is a reality. So when you look at the world, and this is general population, Canada, as you notice, in 2017 was basically in the distrust space. In 2018, this is new data, we're still there. At least we're consistent, so feel good about that. But the reality is that we are, so it's not a horrible situation, but it's not a great situation. The thing that's amazing to me is when you look up at the US and how far it's fallen, and we know why. But the fact is that Canada has held its own, which is a really good story. So that's something that's interesting, and I want you to think about as I go to this slide. So let's look at the trust in various sectors. The top one, technology. So over the last 4 years, 5 years, it's dropped 3%. That might not seem like much, but there is a trend. And I think this is the kind of thing that we all have to think about and worry about. And I'm sure we'll talk later about the power of brands and what brands mean and the responsibility, but I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into this right now. This, even though it is not coming out correctly because of some weird font thing, algorithm, they're here. They follow everywhere. Canadian companies are the most trusted globally. Every country, Canadian companies came out #1. What does that tell you? Yes, the rest of the world definitely needs to improve, big time. But it also means that we have something special here. And I will tell you, I am American by birth, and sometimes I distrust myself. I don't. So here's another thing that when we look at business must show commitment to long term, so 51% companies that only think about themselves and their profits, that's what people believe. 68% CEOs are driven more by greed than a desire to make a positive difference in the world. This is scary shit. This is what people think in the world. This is what the general population thinks. It's not what I think. It's not what a couple of people in a focus group thinks. This is the world. So because we have, on one side, Canadian businesses, awesome, we're the most trusted, that's what people think, and then the other side, we got the scary stuff of like people don't really trust in general, we have an imperative to lead. And that you could say, does that mean setting a good example like my parents always told me to do? Yes, but it's also good business because it will come back to bite you in the ass, as we will talk about more later. Here's another really interesting thing, and I'm almost done. When we look at government, and we look up there, so what is most broken? Government, 46%. The percent who say that CEOs should take the lead on change rather than waiting for government to impose it, 68%. Businesses need to lead. In a vacuum, when you have governments distrusting, this is glass half full. Businesses have an opportunity, not even a responsibility, an opportunity to lead the charge and go, this is the way we want to do business. Because we're here at MarketingTO, ladies and gentlemen. I thought there was another slide, I'll be honest. So that's all. I'm going to say that's it for now, but I cannot wait for the panel discussion and ask lots of questions. Thank you.
Thanks so much.